Long balls here on Morning Kickaround. It is Monday, June 30th. I'm Robert. He's Jason. Probably the headline of the day. We'll lead off with it. The United States men's national team squeak through to the Gold Cup semifinal after a quarterfinal penalty kick shootout win. Lots of good, bad, ugly, but victorious in the end.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I will reference something said by my other podcast video show partner, Jared Dubois from the Best Soccer Show. He said, it might not have been pretty, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, but it might not have been pretty, but what it was fight. They showed that fight we've been asking them to show, right? They gave all they had to beat Costa Rica in that game. And, I can talk about the roller coaster that was the Max Arson experience, Rob. I mean, that thing, woo, baby. Up and down and back and forth and all kinds. I mean, he scores a goal. He presides an assist. He also gives up a penalty and gets beaten as part of a duo with Luca de la Torre for the equalizer from Alonso Martinez. I mean, there was a lot of ugly. But we knew this team was imperfect. We knew these players were not necessarily the top level that the U.S. men's national team has available to them. And what we got was just enough. And let's spotlight Matt Freese, who was incredible and said after the game, penalties are my thing. That's great. You owning that. Talked about the scouting that they did, goalkeeping coach helping him. He stood there ice cold and took a Francisco Calvo down the middle penalty and just batted it away like it was nothing. I mean, that was like Dikembe Mutombo level stuff. Like, no. I really enjoyed that. Like, again, if you were doing it, if you're looking at it from a coaching perspective, if you were being overly critical for reasons of improvement later on, there's lots to pick out there. There are lots of mistakes, lots of things that weren't great. But man, the point is to win the game. It's a tournament environment. Costa Rica is not no pushover. They've been bringing passion in this tournament since they started it, and the United States stood strong. I'm happy, Rob. I'm happy today.
I call them plus minus players. I'm referring to Max Arson. You're talking about the experience. He plus minus player. Like, can you at least, at this level, when you get the start, can you at least be at the level? He produced the absolute worst moment. Would you say that challenge to produce the penalty, probably one of the worst moments of the game? And then the goal, the second goal that he scores, the nicest moment of the game.
Well, what Graham is saying is correct. He was responsible for all four goals. He either made a pass or scored the goal himself, or he caused the problem defensively through the tackle for the penalty and just getting roasted there as well. I mean, that's the story of a guy. And he was not, when he arrived at the national team level, he was not a defender. He was a wingback in a system that asked him to be an attacking player. I mean, that's what a wingback is. You're playing with three center backs, and you're asking your wide players to get up the field. Max Arson is excellent at that. He is excellent. And I remember talking to him on the radio when he was becoming a national team player and asking him about playing fullback for the U.S. men's national team. And he said, well, I've never really played fullback before. And I went, oh, well, that's not what you want to hear from a guy who's going to have to defend a little bit every now and then. And it's clearly a work in progress. But he giveth and he taketh away. And he did not giveth more than he taketh away, or tooketh away last night. But they got to a full-time level. And again, Matt Freese was incredible. Even though U.S. missed two penalties, both of them pretty poor, it was a very good performance overall.
All Action Arson should be his nickname moving forward, just providing nothing but entertainment. But yeah, to your point and to Jared's point, there was no lackadaisical performers, even though maybe some of the players weren't like technically amazing. There was no give up. There was no shrugging like, we gave it a good college try. Like, people were getting thoroughly stuck in there. You can tell that there was a desperation that, like, even though, they went down early, got the lead back, lost the lead again. A lot of teams could have, been like, it's not our day. Could have even given up another goal to like lose the whole thing. That was definitely on the cards. Losing a lead, you're very vulnerable. But then, they refused to lose.
But this is the thing. The what if game is a losing call. That's a bad path to go. Stop with the what if game. Let's all let's all resolve to avoid the what if game, because what happens is if you're a negative person or you just want to be critical or you're tilted towards like the pain that was possible, your brain goes, well, if Alonso Martinez didn't hit the post, we lose the game. If this doesn't happen, we lose the game. If Malik Tillman converts his penalty kick, maybe they win in regulation. I mean, there are other things the other way that could have happened that would have allowed the United, but that's the way the sport works, right? If everybody hit all their chances, it would be 8-8 every game. It's not. For that very reason, it's difficult to score a goal. You make mistakes. You mishit the ball. You hit the post on a penalty kick. That's those things. These things happen. And in the balance of the game, was the United States overly better than Costa Rica? No. A shade better over 90 minutes? Yes. I think that's probably fair. And they had a goalkeeper who did the job in penalties, period. And beat out Keylor Navas, by the way, for the rest of his life. Whatever happens with Matt Freeze, you'll be able to say, I destroyed Keylor Navas in a penalty kick shootout.
Yeah, I was going to say, whenever Keylor Navas comes, whenever the United States men's national team faces Keylor Navas, I'm always like, there's going to be at least one absolutely crazy save that's going to rob them. And I remember in World Cup qualifying back in, the 2018, the dark days, he did just that. And he seemingly did so again last night, but at the end of the day, overcome it. And, kudos. It's like a kind of a boogeyman that never showed up in these Gold Cups. And they finally kind of like beat that guy that was never there.
Yeah. I also would like to acknowledge Damian Downs, who maybe had a chance to get a shot off and wasn't able to do it towards the end of regulation after he came on, but took the penalty that won the game. And he's brand new to the team, German-American player playing in the second division, might be moving on. I've seen Southampton is maybe making a move for him. So would he thrive in the championship? We may have multiple American strikers playing in the championship in the very near future. But he was ice cold, when he needed to be. And I think that's a big moment for a young player.
Yeah, that was a scary moment. Probably the freshest and least experienced player getting the biggest shot of the game. And my son, I was watching it with my son, and he said, "Who's that?" And I said, "I'm not quite sure."
Oh.
And then, and then when he steps up, I saw the name on the back. I know him as a name, but just as the face profile, as Fox or the World Feed was doing, just like the shooter's face, really tight. Didn't recognize him there, but good on Damian Downs. United States men's national team take on Guatemala Wednesday in the semifinal. We'll get to Guatemala's exploits in the quarters later in the show.